Previously on Ring the Bell Radio, you heard our thoughts on the Chicago segment. Now, sit back, relax, and listen to the most erotic thing you can ever hear on a podcast. Wrestlemania 2, Part 3, Los Angeles.
So that brings us to the final part of Wrestlemania 2 in Los Angeles, which now your commentators are Jesse the Body Ventura, Logan's favorite person, Lord Alfred Hayes, and Logan got really, really excited when I said, guess who the celebrity guest is for this? And he's like, who? And then when they announced him, I was like, yeah, it's Elvira. Ooh, okay.
Something
You did get
pretty
happy.
to look at.
You got happy. And she was shaking him right in front of the camera. You saw it. You can't, there's no other way to say it. Like she actually looks at someone in the crowd, points at her boobs, and then shakes them.
Dude, if that's what works for you, man, cha-ching.
And what did you say about Elvira? She looks exactly the same now as she did then.
Totally do her.
So anyway,
Totally. I'm not ashamed to say it. I'm not ashamed.
Jesse the Body is, I agree with you, actually. Jesse the Body.
Totally do him.
Jesus Christ.
Not ashamed.
I think by this point in Wrestlemania, this specific Wrestlemania, we were ready to hear someone like Jesse the Body commentate. It was one of those like, okay, we had Vince and Susan. We had Gorilla, which...
Don't say her name.
Okay. We had Vince
and the one who shall not be named.
One who shall not be named. Then we went to Gorilla, Mean Gene, and Kathy Lee Crosby, which was better. I enjoyed listening to Gorilla. But by this point, when you're hearing Jesse talk, just because of his colorful commentary, it was actually relieving in a way.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it was, okay, this is here to lubricate some of this friction, that you're just like, okay, we're in hour number 3 of this. It was weird. Well, you can get into that later.
Everyone stop, all right? When you go into this, all right, and you're going to edit out, listen to this bit specifically, because what you said was probably the dirtiest thing I've ever heard you say in your life. He's there to get some lubrication, stop this friction, because when you've been at it for like 3 hours, it was hilarious.
You.
I want that bit. I'm going to pull that bit out.
Okay. Now, where was I?
Yeah, don't know. Lubricating yourself.
This is the most erotic thing I've ever heard.
Oh.
But anyway, here's the match card for the third part of this Wrestlemania. You have, I just lost it. Okay. Ricky Steamboat versus Hercules Hernandez. The adorable Adrian Adonis versus Uncle Elmer, which I think that's Logan's new favorite wrestler, Uncle Elmer.
Yep.
This, I have to say right now, and we will explain, this was the worst match on the whole card. This match was so bad. It couldn't keep my... you talk about a match that couldn't keep my interest and I didn't give a shit about. Terry Funk and Hoss Funk versus Tito Santana and Junkyard Dog.
Oh, my God. It was so bad.
And I'm sorry, but it was because of Terry Funk ruined that match.
100%.
And then you have the main event, which is Hulk Hogan versus King Kong Bundy in a steel cage match for the World Heavyweight title. So, what did you think about seeing Hercules Hernandez in that outfit when he came out to fight Ricky?
It was pretty cool, man. He reminded me of a He-Man action figure.
I knew that was coming.
You know it. Yeah. It was like the original, prototype design one.
Okay, so, yeah. It was like a He-Man.
You're a He-Man nerd.
Yeah.
Yes. JD is like an encyclopedia of He-Man knowledge. It's ridiculous. So, yeah, I mean, the match wasn't bad. I mean...
All I want to know is what is that little bandana around Ricky Steamboat's thigh?
Makes it look kind of girly. That's fucking hilarious.
And then there's Elvira. I think it looks good, Jesse. Well, you would know, Elvira. You know.
Jesse, 100%. Regardless of what this part gets in stars, there's a gold star automatically anytime Jesse commentates on fucking anything.
Yeah.
Because he's so amazing. Yeah, he's up there, man. I tell
look
ya.
at that. Ricky Steamboat's cheating. That dirty wrestler, he pulled the hair.
Yep. It's beautiful to watch.
Well, Jesse.
It truly is.
What's that, Lord? Well, Hercules just poked him in the eye and stepped on his tongue. Well, that means Steamboat deserved it. You know, he would.
Why did your Lord Alfred Hayes sound like an old man from like Alabama or something?
Because you didn't like Lord, and I was trying to help you out there.
Oh, that was for me.
Great, Davey boy. I don't know. I can't do Lord. I can't do Lord Alfred Hayes. Unless you could try doing him. Maybe the Rabbits can do Lord.
I don't want to do him.
I can't do that. That's one I couldn't pull off.
Okay.
Nope.
Look out there. They are wrestling. Oh, he's going to town. Going to town on him.
Oh, my God. Anyway.
Hate Alfred Hayes.
Yeah, he doesn't like Lord Alfred Hayes. No, I like the match. It was anytime you see Ricky Steamboat wrestle, it is a very good match. The match came in at 7 minutes and 27 seconds, so it was a decent match for the both of them.
It was a good match. There was some good wrestling done there. Ricky on form.
You know what I always love to see in Ricky Steamboat's matches when he does that deep arm drag. Even was it Jim Powers or was it Barry Horowitz when we had him on? I think it was Jim. That to this day, he's like, I don't know how the hell Ricky does those arm drags like that. You know, I think it was Jim that was saying that.
The one where he spins first and catches them in the spin and flips them that way. Yeah, it is. If you watch this move, okay, and you're not paying attention, it literally tricks you into thinking that Ricky span and flipped him over while spinning. It's so impressively done that unless you pause, you are not going to see the connection between Ricky and whoever he's flipping. I challenge you to do this because the guy's phenomenal at doing them, and it looks so cool.
So the next match, which is actually the shortest match on this part of the card, was Adrian Adonis versus Uncle Elmer. I got nothing to say about this one.
Wasn't. I mean,
it was a filler match.
Yeah, it was. It's time for us to go get a beer.
Yeah,
you know, let's just put a couple of crappy wrestlers in there so the kids watch while the dads go get a beer and everything.
Well, Adonis was a good wrestler actually, but it's just this specific match. There was just I have nothing to say about it.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it wasn't fun.
No,
I mean the whole transgender gimmick, like it just, I don't know, the whole thing just didn't work.
Which was really taboo. Then. I mean, even when Goldust came in the mid 90s, it was taboo. But just imagine how taboo it was back in 86.
Exactly. So kudos to braveness for doing it, but it doesn't bring anything to the table for me. I didn't like the match either.
All right, next is Logan's favorite match: Terry Funk and Hoss Funk versus Tito and Junkyard Dog.
This is the opposite of the Moolah match. it gets a you fuck, all right, because instead of being short and garbage, no, you make my eyes watch this steaming pile of garbage for like nearly 10 minutes.
It was actually 11 minutes and 42 seconds.
Oh my God, it's even worse. Look, I know exactly how much of my life I have wasted now in technical time minute things. Okay,
Funk ruined this match.
Funk ruined this match. He is the one to blame, and I'll explain real quick. Funk was in the whole "I'm going crazy" like gimmick that he ran with, and he just would not leave the match alone. Like he was in that ring all the time. Even when his partner was in the ring, he'd just run in and do something crazy and then run outside and then run after everyone. And it was just chaos. The match was pure and utter chaos. And that may work for part of what his character is. For me, I'm watching the match. I don't want the chaos. And you jumping in the fucking ring, I want body presses, suplexes, 1, 2, 3. Okay, bring this stuff home. It was just god awful to watch.
And that's all he has to say about that.
Yeah, I don't
Unless Barris has something.
I think Tito Santana ruined the whole thing personally. I don't think you should put the blame on Terry Funk.
Oh, no, it was Terry. Terry was like out of control on this.
Tito always ruins everything. Didn't you ever listen to Bobby the Brain Heaton?
And Chico Santana is what you call as Bob, he would
Bobby's
always call
nickname.
Tito Chico Santana. That's what Jesse would always call him.
Yep.
Here comes Chico Santana. But all right. Brings us to the main event of the whole WrestleMania. Hulk Hogan versus King Kong Bunny and a bunny. King Kong Bunny. Yeah.
King Kong Bunny.
King Kong Bunny. Yeah.
It's almost Easter.
It's almost Easter, yeah.
Yeah, right. That could be a WWX thing.
Oh, Jesus. No, we had some WWX last night.
Oh my God!
I don't. I hope Logan wrote them down because I think there was more banned moves of the WWX that came from WrestleMania 2. I didn't write anything down. So, King Kong Bundy in the steel cage match for the World Heavyweight title.
The old steel cage.
The old steel cage, yes. And I
think
reinforced because Bundy's 400-pound mass.
I think by this point we have seen like 6 promos or interviews from Hulk Hogan right now through this whole WrestleMania. And it's not until the end where they have him in his personal gym in this arena lifting weights, and then they're really now starting to sell that he had injured ribs. And at no point earlier through this whole WrestleMania, every time they interviewed him, did they mention he had hurt ribs. Now, all of a sudden, he magically has hurt ribs. And I know it's a storyline leading up to it the weeks before, but... And then, of course, Logan goes, he's in a personal gym in the arena? Yeah. Why do I keep looking at the bulge? And then I'm like, what the fuck? And I'm like, yeah, it's kind of hard to miss.
All right. So earlier on with the Macho Man versus Animal fight, there's this very unflattering camera angle going right up Macho
any
Man
angle but that one.
It was so ever since then, my eyes just dropped down to the crotch, see if there's anything sticking out or something. He's pumping weights and this thing's like growing and getting smaller every time, like he's rocking his nuts forward when he's lifting the weight. Oh my God, I was howling.
This would be the time to have a lumberjack match. Let's have the lumberjack match right now.
Wait. Where the fuck is the guy?
What guy?
What's his name?
Oh,
yeah, the guy.
You mean who I'm? Is that who I'm thinking? You're thinking?
Yeah.
No. We'll get to that in a minute.
Okay.
So we're gonna get to that. So,
all right.
Let me open up the match here. I got something to explain.
Go.
So, obviously, for this main event match, you have a guest referee. You guys know this. Barris, you know this. There's always at this time in wrestling, you had the guest referee, and they were always celebrities. So there was Robert Conrad, who was Jim West. He's the guest referee. And the guest timekeeper was Ricky Schroeder. And the guest announcer was, since they were in L.A., the L.A. Dodgers manager, Tommy Lasorda. So after they get this all done, Tommy Lasorda is in the ring announcing the rules of the cage match, because they always had to do that. And so he's reading from these pieces of paper. Logan's getting impatient. And we're just sitting there. Logan lights up a cigarette. I'm drinking my beer, and he goes, "Oh, my God, come on, Nicky LaRusso. Just get on with it already." I look at him, and I go, "Who's Nicky LaRusso?" Logan looks at me and goes, "Who?" I'm like, "What? Who are you talking about?" I went, "Who's Nicky LaRusso?" Logan goes, "I don't know who the hell Nicky LaRusso is. Who's Nicky LaRusso?" "You just said his name. I want to know who he is." "I don't know who he is, JD. Who the hell is Nicky LaRusso? You just said the name." He's like, "No, I'm talking about that guy. I know who that guy is." What's his name, JD? I want Tommy Lasorda. "Yeah, Tommy Lasorda. I want him to keep going." And then I look at Logan and go, "But I still want to know who the hell is Nicky LaRusso." And you're going, "I don't know, dude. I never said Nicky LaRusso." So this is going on for like 5 minutes.
Karate Kid's cousin.
Yeah.
No, seriously, I was sitting there and I'm going, "Who's Nicky LaRusso?" And Logan's like, "I have no idea. Who is that?"
Idea what the fuck
You just said it.
About.
Huh?
I'm like, that dude. He's like Tommy Lasorda, and I'm like, who the fuck is that? I don't know who Nicky LaRusso is.
But Logan, you just said, "Come on, Nicky LaRusso."
I swear to God,
Yes, you did.
I don't fucking say it.
I just explained how the whole conversation went for
no memory of saying this
Barris.
at all. No,
He sat there.
My
Ladies
first
and
memory
gentlemen.
starts.
Ladies and gentlemen, he sat there and went, "Come on, Nicky LaRusso." And then again, I just went, "Who the hell's Nicky LaRusso?" And Logan's going,
my first memory starts with JD like whipping his head at me, going, "Who's Nicky LaRusso?" And I'm like, "What the fuck are you talking about? Who the fuck is Nicky LaRusso?" He keeps on badgering me about it. I'm like, "Fuck off. I don't know Nicky LaRusso. Go fuck yourself." Oh, it was quite comical. We had to pause.
We had to pause to figure out who Nicky LaRusso was.
It was absolutely hilarious, I'm telling you.
But
So
anyway,
funny.
the cage match. Go ahead, Logan.
Okay. Hogan, and people know I'm not a huge Hogan fan. King Kong Bundy, I do like his matches. I think he is a very good wrestler. About 3 minutes into the match, I was 10 years old, holding my fake belt that I'd made out of cardboard and put Sharpie marker like WWF on it. Okay, and I'm ripping my old t-shirt off that I used to use for PE, but it's really too small for me now, like hulking it. I mean, that's what I was like. That's what I was doing. It was amazing. I was 10 years old. I was watching a Wrestlemania main event. Oh my God, it was so fucking good. And like JD knows when I'm interested, because my normal pose is I'm kind of just sitting slack back. If I'm interested in a match, I kind of lean forward. If I'm really interested in a match, I go quiet because I wanted to just watch the match now. And I'm one of those people that just doesn't shut up, like as you've probably worked out now. So
Nicky LaRusso.
Who the fuck is Nicky LaRusso?
All right, continue.
All right. So anyway, at this point, I'm quiet and I'm just watching it. And JD's saying some random fucking wrestling, explanation about some shit that he always does. And then I'm literally like, come on, go on, yeah, do it. Drop the leg, drop the pin in. Oh, I'm like screaming at the TV.
He's marking out.
Yeah, I'm like totally nerding out to this shit. It was amazing. Fucking great final match. It wasn't an amazing wrestling match or anything, but there is something about a WrestleMania main event with Hogan in those early years that just it takes me back to being 10 years old again. And it's the nostalgia when he fucking slammed Bundy, like the pop like could have taken the entire roof off the stadium. It was incredible. I mean, watch it just for the match and you'll understand what I mean. It was a mix of nostalgia and just love for something. Watch it just for that, man. It was great to see.
So overall, the whole entire WrestleMania 2, what was your final opinion of it, seeing it for the first time? I know Barris has seen it, but give us your rating out of 5 stars. The whole WrestleMania, not just this segment. What would you give it?
Well, like I posted last night on our Facebook page, okay? And I'm going to repeat the comment that I put on there last night. WrestleMania 2 is weird. Okay? It's just weird. It's like part of it feels like an old Saturday night main event. And then another part of it feels like maybe, a WrestleMania, and then the last part of it feels like leftover garbage that is just sitting out in the heat all day. And it's 3 hours long, so you've got 1 hour per segment, and they're all interspliced with each other. It got confusing. Normally, I don't care where an arena is or where it's being held. I'm not there to look at the arena. I'm there to look at my peoples in the ring. So I don't really care where it's being hosted, unless it's somewhere close to me and I can get free tickets.
Yeah,
ching if someone's listening. So anyway, I thought the whole gimmick of the free city things was just waste. It didn't need to be done. You could have condensed it to one and had one bigger show. Whereas look at like WrestleMania 4. I mean, you've got 2-year gap between that. WrestleMania 4 is a spectacle. There's fucking all kinds of shit going on there. This was like a bare, stripped down version. Like, literally, if you listen, the Chicago segment does not have music. Okay. The New York segment had music. All right. But only for the big matches. LA, only music for the main event. So there's a part where Elvira's sitting there. Was it Elvira? No, it was Kathy Lee.
Lee Crosby, yeah.
And they don't have another set of headphone mics for her. So she is literally like sitting on a stool, pointing down at a full can mic. All right, with a pair of headphones sitting there saying spare written on them. Yeah, it seemed such a bad idea. Money was wasted everywhere.
The concept was good. I'm surprised they were able to pull it off. And I think there's a reason they've never done that again.
Yeah.
We could see that. Now I think with the technology, they could pull it off.
Like the technology, they could have a different match in the different time zone these days.
Yeah. But
they could have people wrestling on a plane.
Yeah, but I just don't. I think there's a reason they've never done it again. I mean, overall, I'd give WrestleMania 2 maybe 3 stars.
I'm gonna give it 3 as well, just because the main events were good. Okay, don't get me wrong, they were good.
I mean, it wasn't horrible. WrestleMania 2 wasn't horrible.
It wasn't horrible. The first segment is not bad. The middle segment is hot garbage, apart from the end match. The last segment is go get yourself something to eat and get ready for the big show coming up. And I'm not talking about Paul White.
Nicky LaRusso.
Who the is Nicky LaRusso? All in all, it ain't terrible, but it ain't good either.
Yeah.
It's a background WrestleMania. You're gonna do some hoovering up or something, and your wife's out, and you're like, gotta do it, because if she comes home and sees it, she's gonna think I'm a lazy bastard. But I'm a lazy bastard, and I don't want to do it, but I might as well just hoover it up. Let's put WrestleMania 2 on.
Now,
there you go.
Here's what we told Barris, what we told Logan a while ago when we said we were going to have to review this one.
Mm-hmm.
And what I want to get what Logan thinks of this. Remember how we told him? Logan told us he likes that pomp and circumstance. He likes the lights. He likes the jumbotron. And we were trying to explain to him, dude, all it is
the
a
entrance.
curtain. All it is a curtain that says Wrestlemania and a spotlight. How different was that for you, Logan? Not seeing what you're normally
and I think JD captured it right there. Is I did say that to him as well. I was like, I miss my pomp and circumstance, man. I miss it. But as the matches progressively got better, it took my attention away from the floors and back to the matches.
Yeah.
So in a sense, probably about 3/4 of the way through it, I was more forgiving than anything else. I heard Hogan's music, and when that shit happened, I was like, fucking yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, shit was amazing.
So there's our discussion on WrestleMania 2. If anyone out there in podcast land, radio land, whatever you want to call it, has a specific match or another pay-per-view, let us know. I know Logan, hint, Logan really wants to watch some Impact, some old TNA Impact.
Yeah, give me some Impact, baby.
Yeah. It could be current, but I would say within the last 10 years, he wants to see something.
Yeah.
So shoot us a message. Give Logan a little love.
Yeah, just
he wants
some
Impact there.
Just a little bit. A little bit more.
And of course,
just a little bit.
Singing some Gina G there.
Gina G.
Baby.
Yeah. Yep.
Harris, what is this? What is this picture you just texted me here? What
are you talking about?
Is this you with your honeys?
That was me on the pre-Rabbit tours about 20 years ago.
Oh, geez. Okay. Are those are your fans?
Oh yeah, one of two of the many fans.
Is a rabbi training just called like a rab?
Yeah.
Like a rabbi?
Yeah.
Well, what's a rabbi in training?
Yeah. Like what is that? What is it? What's a Padawan? Like, is it Padawan Jew?
I don't think I haven't found anybody worthy enough yet to train.
Oh, come on, people! You want to go Super Saiyan level 3? Hit up Barris.
Put in your application to be the next rabbi in training.
Hot dog, man! I'm gonna put my name down on that. Can you imagine if I would have a rabbi helmet like you have? Okay. And then my crown on top of it. Legends.
Dude, you would look like Dark Helmet from you would look like Dark Helmet from Spaceballs.
I just say we'd get you like a crown.
Crownica.
Yeah. Like like a bedazzled kind of one that looks like a crown.
Just do it. This is my first step in training to become a Jedi. I mean, a rabbi.
You haven't won the contest yet.
I'm
you have to let everybody else. You have to let everybody else enter too.
They don't need to. I'm entering it. I'll win for them.
You have competition. You'll have competition.
Are you entering?
No, Nikki LaRusso is.
Hot dog.
Once we find out who he is.
Who the fuck is Nikki LaRusso?
Oh, dude, I'm never letting you live that down. That's always going to be mentioned from now on. Every show, I'm going to mention that name.
Let's wrap this shit up. I want to go to bed.
Check us out at ringthebellradio.com. Send your suggestions for something to us to I can't even talk now. Rabbi just did something over there. What the hell are you doing?
Rabbi didn't do nothing.
I mean, geez, you're messing up my outro, Rabbis. Check us out on ringthebellradio.com. If you'd like to send us an email, send Logan what we should review next. He wants to review Impact. So which Impact should we review? ringthebellradio@gmail.com. If you have hate mail, send it care of Barris. ringthebellradio@gmail.com. He loves hate mail. Brian, we haven't heard from Brian in about a year. He always sends us these interesting rants.
He might have knocked himself out from the countertop for the peanut butter again.
Ryan, if you're out there listening, please send us a message.
Yeah, stop hitting your head off the counter, dude.
Yeah, I haven't mentioned this person in a while, but 2 people, fans of Logan's, King Logan's. Sweet Preserves, which we haven't heard from in months. I think it was before Halloween. And then Rebecca was a fan of ours that I think it's been since Christmas, right?
Yeah, it's been a while.
It's been a while. Hey, out there, write into us. You know.
Yeah, she stood up for me, didn't she?
Yeah.
Didn't she stand up for me? Yeah.
Rabbi movement, the Barris movement.
Yeah.
Against Jackson.
Yep.
No, get a hold of us. We want to hear from you. And any fan out there. But anyway, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, you can find us on. And if there's nothing else, MySpace. Barris has a MySpace out there. Yeah, he's with Tom. So if there's nothing else, King Logan's over there in his royal box. Rabbi Barris with his Howard the Duck. I'm JD. We'll see you next time. So long.
Who's Nicky LaRusso?